Hello, reviewers, welcome to Mr. Who Reviews. And today, reviewing My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, Privacy, and Public. And this episode begins with All Might saving a part of Japan from these three giant monsters. A sea lion, I think, a giant squid, and the tofu that was in some genetic experiment, or part of genetic experiment. And yeah, those when All Might saved the day, he went this fast. And he actually met Sugushi in this cafe. And he seems pretty excited, saying he need the conversation, and still saying how he brought his forms and that. But when he sees Sugushi has his arm on a sling, Suki did say he got hurt on the job, and All Might is just frustrated that he wasn't there to help his friend. But Suki does tell him that he can't let people know that he has some that he cares about. The whole it's whole like a hero thing that if the villains find out a hero has like a family or a loved one, they'll probably use that person to get to the hero. Hmm. And yeah, they actually exchange some gifts, and All Might was asking if gifts, like getting gifts from somebody you saved, okay. And turned out uh Sugushi got some souvenirs from the uh, the Idol Festival in the last episode. And yeah, third thing All Might got from the fam was rose scented bath salts, and he suggests Sugushi give it to his sister, Mirko, I think is the name. I forget. I can't forget. Not Mirko. Makako. I don't say even Suku's sister, but quite hard to remember. And yeah, once Suku's went home and gave it to get to his sister, she thought that it was like a, a, a bribe or something. And yeah, then when saying that when he said that it isn't, he just started talking about pop, and Suki didn't like that still been at work uh, at night, and they do get into uh, the disaster situation with the crab bots. Mm. Well, they drop and Suki does take to get back, and this runs, or they're going to a running joke when people smell each other like roses. And yeah, Sugushi and I think Razorhead talk to the guy that's connected to the Roach Brothers. Yeah, it turned out the trigger they used last season made him stuck as a big heteromorph, and now he can't uh, go into his apartment or even go to the toilet. And he do suggest that he go to this place that's made for heteromorphs like him, but yeah, he isn't very happy since he feels like they're just brushing the problem under the rug, and that basically the whole heteromorphs are being treated like as a class citizens, sort of thing. Yeah, and yeah, I can't see why. Like, yeah, they do try to fix things with heteromorphs that do find it hard to do some stuff that others aren't, but they're just putting a patch on the problem, not like actually fixing it. But ugh. And Sugushi and All Might have their conversation with Sugushi thinking that his sister isn't really like him and his sister are just too different. So he keeps like bending the rule and suits her, and he's like he's ready to uphold the rule, but the All Might saying that the reason that he thinks he can lean on when he's in trouble because they're family. That's just what brothers do or siblings do. Mm. And yeah, with this Beaster villain that says six, Suguchi gets a bit of an idea of who the guy might be when he's shown some of the cops, the security footage from the shootout from last episode, and one of them saying that his quirk probably hadn't think fast too, and some heroes or some people quirks to them do that, whether it be super hearing, super strength, or something like that. But our two guys in their heard got something like that either. And he had another talk with Razorhead at the roads or the cricket cafe or whatever it's called. And yeah, the guy that runs it is really happy they're there, but whatever. Anyway, Suki and the Razorhead just start talking about this old hero called O'Clock, who's kind of the My Hero Game is version of the Flash. But Suki saying that he stopped renewing his license at some point, and uh, Aizawa is just thinking that Suku's is saying that that a six is probably a O'Clock who turned villain, but Suku's just thinking maybe it's a master and apprentice sort of thing. And he's right, so since it goes to six, focusing on seeing focusing on a six working out, and the all for one. Yes, he is Six's boss. Tell him that next time he'll use a gun like did last time. But Six I prefer using his fists and all from just left him there do what he wants. And yeah, Six is talking to a poster of a O'Clock who he calls a master. Um the with Pop and the Crawler, this group called the Karate Club or Karate Studio of the Third Eye or something. Start making some or to start some chaos. And yeah, Crawler does try to get talk him or to try to stop them, but he figures out and they get his quirk a new way to work his quirk when he stops a missile from hitting him. And yeah, when the pop step says up, turns out the karate club is a seems like a crazy fans of him, of them, or him or her. I don't know. So. And yeah, turns out they were supposed to probably like a reference to something else, but the anime made a reference to like a metal kaiju characters. And Koichi shows up Pop what he found out about his power when he fires like a can of soda or whatever at, at her, and Pop has to remind him about the board that they put up that reminds him what they shouldn't do, and saying that Knuckle Duster is a gold standard of what type of hero they're supposed to be. Yeah. And I think it's a good episode. I kind of get the between Tsuguchi and his sister, sort of like They're doing some sibling stuff with their arguments, and I really do hope they give more information about the o'clock, because yeah, it just sounds interesting to me, and maybe some information on 6 as well. The stuff with Koishi's power is kind of what I heard. That he's supposed to be Nezre's cousin. I don't know if they're going to mention or maybe their quirk. Their quirks are similar to their family, but hmm. I just wonder if Knuckles will come back at some point, and or maybe do a cameo, or like this just says somewhere in a picture. Hmm. And yeah, I think there's some like get parallels with the Koichi and the Six with with them being like a Deku and a Shigaraki being like disciples of one and Knuckles are villain and a hero, but don't know. And I just got seeing All Might in the it just says so that Suguji's probably his only friends. It doesn't seem like he's talking to anybody else, and doesn't even seem like him and a racer are friends at this point. But don't know. Or Razorhead, I don't know if I said Razor. Oh. And speaking of Razorhead, next episode will be focusing a bit on him and why he became a hero. But I'm guessing it's because what happened to him, his, and President Mike's friend. But there's probably more to the story, or maybe this is for the people that haven't seen that episode of season 5. But mm, you know, anyway, that's later.